folks. Welcome back. The all-knowing, all-caring, all-sensing, all-feeling, all-concerned Maharishi. Executing assigned host duties flawlessly. I'm sitting here thinking this might be the first time in history that the original crimes are worse than the cover-up. Nobody normally gets killed in a cover-up. But we've already had people get killed here in Fast and Furious. I don't know how many, but it's a lot of people killed, a lot of people wounded. A Border Patrol agent was killed. Now here comes the cover-up. I want to take you back, March 19, 2007. You might remember that Alberto Gonzales, a member of the Bush administration, the Attorney General, has fired the 8 U.S. attorneys. And the Democrats were after Alberto Gonzales and other Hispanics that the Bush administration sought to elevate, because Hispanics do not get elevated in the Republican Party. It just doesn't happen. Democrats say they can't allow that to be seen. So Alberto Gonzales became Attorney General, good friend of Bush's, really had a lot of respect for him. Miguel Estrada was thought to be qualified for Supreme Court, one of Bush's nominees. They did everything they could, the Democrats, to destroy Miguel Estrada. And they wanted to get rid of Alberto Gonzales. And Obama joined the chorus of Democrats suggesting that Gonzales should quit, be fired, or resign. So this is, again, Larry King alive, March 19, 2007. Larry King said, the major issue at hand these days is Alberto Gonzales' firing of the 8 U.S. attorneys. What's your read on that, Senator Kardashian?
Part of the role of the Attorney General is to say to the executive branch, here are the limits of your power. Here are the things that you can't do. I don't think Alberto Gonzales ever told the president that there was something he could not do. What you get a sense of is an Attorney General who saw himself as an enabler of the administration as opposed to somebody who was actually trying to look out for the American people's interests. And for that reason, I think it's time for him to step down and for another Attorney General who can exercise some independence to be put for the remainder of this president's term.
They ganged up on Gonzales, and he had to go. And it was over the firing of 8 U.S. attorneys. And don't forget, Clinton had canned all 93 within the first week or two of his inauguration in 1993. So Alberto Gonzales had to be fired. And one of the points of controversy, if I recall this correctly in the Gonzales situation, was that there was a misstatement of fact. And it was known that Gonzales did not lie. It turned out that he had incorrectly or erroneously passed on some wrong information. The Democrats said it doesn't matter whether he lied or not. Presidents have to be able to trust attorney generals, and if they can't trust them, if they can't be trusted to get things right, they got to go. Well, you can apply that same thinking to Holder. Holder has done far more. He has done more egregious things here than Gonzales did. So Obama could be talking about Holder here in this soundbite. Everything he said about Gonzales is applicable to Holder. Do you think Eric Holder tells Obama what he can't do? Ha! Ha! Nobody tells Obama what he can't do. In fact, what happens is these guys get together and conspire about what they're going to do. We have spoken to none other than J. Christian Adams. He was at the Justice Department and the Civil Rights Division. Remember, he's the guy who quit when Holder refused to prosecute case against the new Black Panther Party in Philadelphia. J. Christian Adams said it was a good case. We had high probability of conviction. Almost a slam dunk case. And Holder simply withdrew the case, claiming that black defendants were not going to be pursued by this Justice Department. So J. Christian Adams resigned and went on television, talk shows, radio, start to explain this, wrote a book about it, continues to talk about it to this day. I interviewed him for the newsletter. Diana, grab me. See if you can access this section of the J. Christian Adams newsletter interview, because I want to read it to the audience if I can get it here in time. But I asked him, how does it work? How do Holder and Obama communicate? How does Holder find out what Obama wants to do? Are there meetings? Does Holder ever go to the White House? And J. Christian Adams, that's not how it would happen. It would all be done through intermediaries for plausible deniability and other things. But he was there. He's in this Justice Department, and I wanted to know just to what degree. And by the way, they should talk. Don't misunderstand. Presidents and their cabinet members ought to talk. And the cabinet ought to be there to do the bidding of the president. That's why he hires them. So I'll try to find that excerpt from the interview, the Limbaugh letter, and share it with you. Meantime, Jason, in Waco, Texas. Great to have you on the program, sir. Hi.
Hi, Rush. Mega Republic of Texas dittos. It's an honor to speak with you.
Thank you, sir.
There's a whole lot of political theater that could take place between now and November. Do you think that the Republicans are content to just run out the clock, so to speak, on Fast and Furious, or do they, have the stones to actually seek some legislative remedies?
Well, let me ask you a question. What is your opinion of the way ISA has conducted the committee so far?
I think it's taken far too long. I think that the results have been.
Now, wait, though. You just asked me if I thought there was going to be a lot of political theater. Now, you could, on the other hand, credit ISA for delaying this until an election year, when more people are paying attention, when it'll have more impact. I don't know that he's doing anything of the sort. I'm just suggesting that if you want bang for your buck, there's going to be more for it this year than if he'd gotten this done last year.
But, would there be anything other than, a contempt vote? To me, that seems like just kind of, legislative censure or something pretty slap on the wrist.
Oh.
Do you think they would blow it up any bigger than that?
I don't know. A contempt vote would be and require the whole House. The committee could vote for it, then that recommends it to the whole House. You wouldn't have an official contempt citation till the whole House voted on it. Republicans have the votes for that. That would be a pretty big deal, but beyond that, you mean calling for his resignation, this kind of thing. We know clearly the Democrats play the game that way. Would these guys do it during an election year? I don't know. A contempt vote is pretty serious. It's not common. It's not
clearly.
It's not something that happens all the time. And but whether they would play the game the Democrats do, demanding Holder quit like they did with Gonzales, that's a good question. I think in an election, I'd have to guess, but during an election year with the focus on the independents as it always is, the overriding desire not to offend them by appearing partisan and all, who knows? You'd make the case that you may have a point, but time will tell. But remember this, Jason. Whatever they do or don't do in Congress, we are still here at the EIB network. We will take care of it.